I love dogs. I'm a dog owner myself. However, I know it is crucial for dog owners to take precautions to ensure their dog is not a threat to cause harm to anyone. So in most dog bite injury cases in Kentucky, it's actually usually easy to prove liability against the dog owner. But just because it's easy to show that the dog owner is liable for your injuries, it doesn't mean it's easy to ultimately get compensated for your injuries sustained in a dog bite case in Kentucky. To explain, let me tell you the story of my past client, Danny. Danny was a hardworking plumber. He was on a routine call for his job when he went to a homeowner's residence in Kentucky to fix a water leak. Danny had done similar jobs hundreds of times in the past. While at this particular job, though, he was attacked and bitten by the homeowner's dog on his left hand. Danny immediately went to the hospital. His medical records indicated he sustained a 3-puncture wound from the dog bite, with his left pinky finger taking the worst of it. Danny was unable to make a full fist with his left hand due to the injury. At the hospital, he was injected with lidocaine to numb the wound and given a tetanus shot to protect from infection. An x-ray at the hospital revealed Danny sustained a soft tissue injury from the bite. The emergency room doctor was also worried about infection, so Danny was scheduled for a medical procedure the next morning, which involved an exploratory procedure to remove the damaged soft tissue and irrigate the wound. Thankfully, the procedure went well, and there was no evidence of tendon damage found. The doctor was able to remove the damaged soft tissue and irrigate the wound. 9 days after the accident, Danny followed up with a hand specialist and reported still having some pain, but he did not require any other medical treatment after that visit. Once Danny became a client of mine, I tracked down the dog owner's homeowner's insurance. So as a quick side note, most homeowners insurance policies protect the homeowner from liability for damage caused by their dog and will pay out under the liability portion of the policy to someone with a valid injury claim after being injured by their dog. Now, back to Danny's story. After I tracked down the homeowner's insurance, I submitted a written demand to the insurance company, included with the written demand copies of the photographs depicting Danny's dog bite wound, along with Danny's medical bills and medical records. This kicked off the negotiation process with the insurance company. After negotiating back and forth for days, we were then able to reach a settlement agreement with the insurance company. Danny was very happy with the settlement I was able to obtain for him. In addition to getting all his medical expenses reimbursed, we were able to get Danny paid over 10 times the amount of his medical expenses for the pain and suffering portion of his claim. So Danny's dog bite injury claim was a success. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, many dog bite injury cases in Kentucky are not successful at all, meaning no financial recovery is made on those cases, even if the dog bite injury victim sustained severe injuries. This is the case even though Kentucky is a strict liability state when it comes to dog bite cases. Strict liability essentially means that a dog owner is automatically responsible for any injuries their dog causes, regardless of the dog's past behavior or the owner's knowledge of potential aggression. The victim does not need to prove that the owner was negligent or that the dog had previously bitten someone. Simply put, if a dog bites someone in Kentucky, the owner is usually automatically liable. But despite this Kentucky law, again, in many dog bite cases in Kentucky, the victim won't make a financial recovery. Why is that? It's because the biggest issue in Kentucky dog bite injury cases is insurance coverage. In many dog bite cases in Kentucky, there is no insurance coverage that applies to the claim. This is because many dog owners do not have insurance coverage that would protect them from liability for damages caused by their dog. Sure, you may be able to go after personal funds of these dog owners where their dog caused you damages like medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering, but it's been my experience that often can be a waste of everyone's time, because if the person does not have insurance, there's a good chance they are judgment proof, meaning they have so little assets that even if you get a court judgment against them, it is worthless because the dog owner has no money to pay the judgment. There are at least 3 situations where insurance coverage may apply to a dog bite case. 1, if the dog owner is also a homeowner with homeowner's insurance coverage, there's a good chance that homeowner's insurance may contain liability coverage that would pay a dog bite victim for their damages. 2, if the dog attacked you on business property, the business property insurance may compensate you for your injuries. So if you are at a place like a restaurant, retail store, or other type of dog-friendly business, it may be possible to get a financial recovery from the insurance of that business. 3, if the dog owner rents their home or apartment from a landlord, it's possible the renter had renter's insurance that may apply for your claim, or it's also possible the landlord's insurance may kick in to compensate you for your dog bite injuries. Keep in mind, landlords are not held to be strictly liable in Kentucky. You must prove that the landlord was negligent, which is a tougher standard to prove than strict liability. So my main piece of advice to anyone attacked or bitten by a dog in Kentucky would be to not only report the incident to police and local animal control as soon as possible after the accident, but to also investigate all possible insurance that may apply to your claim. The thing is, now that you know the biggest hurdle to overcome in most Kentucky dog bite injury claims, what if you find out that there is insurance coverage that applies to your claim where you have sustained significant injuries after being attacked by a dog? Well, if that is the case, you likely have a big injury case and are thus going to want to watch this video about to pop up right here, where I explain what you should say to the insurance company if you have a big injury case. Lastly, if you've been injured in Kentucky, remember to don't wait, call Tate.